And we are live. Everybody knows what day it is. It is hashtag Friday Pie Day, baby. Bitcoin's pumping, new all-time highs. Everything's going crazy. Look, we're going to talk about it, man. Gold's going absolutely bonkers right now. Silver's going absolutely bonkers right now. Gold is pumping. Crypto hit like a $119, $119,000 on Bitcoin. That is nutty bars. As my buddy Devin would say, that is nuttier than a porta potty at a peanut festival. Think about it. With that being said, I appreciate everybody for showing up on a hashtag Friday Pie Day to the Wolfer briefing. We're going to do some TA. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in the markets that you need to know about today, right now, right? We're going to talk about some Wolfer stuff. It's a pretty good day. Go look at the crypto bubbles. If you don't think it's a good day, go look at the cryptobubbles.net. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do the screen share stuff. If you're here from the future, hello from the past. We appreciate the people that show up for the replay on this. We appreciate the people that are here right now. It's like 22 people on here. Much love to you. A couple dozen people. Much love to you. I'm canceling out the Discord. There's nobody in there. Everybody comes here to see my ugly mug. So with that being said, bing, bang, boom. Let's get into it, right? So first and foremost, where's it at? Got the techno going, baby. Got that techno going. Everybody's having a good day. Everybody's having a good day today. It's a good day today, right? All right, let's check it out. Where we at? If you got, okay, I'll offer this out again, like I used to. If there's like an altcoin or an asset that you want me to do some real quick technical analysis on, drop it in the comments section. I'm open to it. I'll do it. I'll do a couple of them. Right? If you want that type of stuff, like guaranteed, get into the NORDIC Alpha Discord. I promise you, it's less than a shot of espresso every day. Guaranteed to be much more actionable. We post in there every day, scalps, swings, whatever you want, crypto, S&P, metals, like you name it, you ask it, we'll deliver it, stuff like that. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Bang! Bang, bang! Look at that silver going absolutely ham sauce. Look at Bitcoin going absolutely ham sauce too, right? Now you gotta watch out here. You gotta watch out here for the old rounded top, right? Because what could that be? You know, cup and handle, the good old cup and handy. But I actually gave this trade out inside. Just happened. Inside of the NORDIC Alpha Discord, I gave this trade out. Said, look, you know, your first resistance is going to be 113.2. Take profits there. Leave a runner. If you did that, you're murdering it. You're absolutely murdering it right now. Like, look at the ridiculous R on this trade. If you had left this runner, like I always suggest, leave a runner. Look at the R on this trade. Just a nice quick 32 risk to reward ratio. That means for every dollar you risk, you could have made $32. Even my first trade was still a 12x risk to reward. Nuts. If you let it run, you made 32x risk to reward. That is nutty bars, man. If that doesn't pay for the price of admission of this community right here, because I promise you, I gave that trade out right here. Right here. Critical moment. Upside to 113K. Boom. That target, bang, yesterday, target got hit. Trend-based fib is saying 122 is up next. We are within spitting distance of that. We might not hit 122 before we get a pullback, but in any case, all you got to do is get into the NORDIC Alpha Discord. Watch the videos. I promise you. We gave it out. It's me giving out that trade right there. With that being said, we've got breaking news on crypto taxes. The U.S. Treasury has removed crypto brokerage reporting rules, including the 1099 DA. That's a step in the right direction. We know Coinbase is trying to do derivatives as well. Well, not derivatives, but perpetual futures. So this was designed to require the crypto brokers, including DeFi platforms, to report users' digital asset transactions. So now they don't have to do that. It is your burden now, though, right? This guy. No more snitching on your users. So take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a caveat, right? Because one thing I will say, you still need to report. They're just saying that the exchange or the platforms don't have to report you, right? So it's going to be probably a bigger penalty for you if you don't report and they find it out. So just be cognizant of that, man. Just don't evade taxes unless you're extremely wealthy and can afford the lawyer that can go into court, into the Supreme Court, and argue that you don't actually have to pay taxes. Like, you need to be making tens of millions of dollars a year to fight that fight. Okay? Otherwise, it's not worth it, right? You just pay the taxes and you move on. It is what it is, right? You're making tens of millions of dollars a year. Fight that fight, man. Keep your money, right? I don't have that much money. I don't even know if I would want to make tens of millions of dollars every single year. That seems like it's going to come with a lot of burdens and a lot of open palms saying, hey, can I have something? Right? So I don't know if I would even want to do that, you know? Why is crypto soaring today? Well, the Fed. Okay, so Trump. Oh, I like this. He wants to cut rates 1%. And make more dovish monetary policy. That's good news, right? That will actually pump gold. So yeah, and you know, we got our Bitcoin spot ETFs, right? Now, the one thing is that there's a lot of corporations and institutions that are buying Bitcoin right now, right? The US with the strategic Bitcoin reserve, something that we'll talk about here in just a second, Trump media filing for a crypto blue chip ETF, all that stuff, fund. Man, the rally mirrors tech stock exuberance of NVIDIA and the S&P 500. Now, the S&P is starting to kind of fall off, though, right? I mean, it's like, it could go up to about 65 hundo if we get above this line right here. But is it going to, or is it going to get rejected and fall down here more to, you know, 5,800? I'm leaning more towards the latter, but if we can get them to, you know, if they start cutting rates, it's going to pump a little bit of money into the S&P. We'll put it like that. It'll pump gold up substantially as well. And as you can see, I give out all of these trades, man. I give out all of these trades. But that's not the point, right? So then we have our bullish technical patterns, which is Bitcoin dominance decreasing, right? And then you see all of this. That's what we call a damn Daniel. Here's Bitcoin. It's up 4%, right? That's a damn decent move for Bitcoin. Topped out about just under 119, right? I mean, look at some of these other tokens, though. Cardano up 14%. Avalanche, a Wolfer asset, up 7.5% today, right? Where's our other one? S token, right? Sonic, another Wolfer Finance asset, up 15% almost today, right? Where's Ethereum? I bet you Ethereum's doing extremely well. I know it cracked 3K. Yeah, $3,033. It's at $29.80 right now, up almost 6%, right? Everything's pumped. That's another Wolfer Finance asset. Optimism, HBAR, both up 10% plus, right? The Pingu. Let me get out of the way. I'll just move over this way. The Pingu. Pudgy Penguins or whatever, up 15%. Crazy moves happening right now. XLM up 25%. Where's XRP? I saw XRP earlier today was up like 25% or something crazy. It was ridiculous. Some redonkulous gains. Drop whatever you want in the comments section if there's something that you want me to look at. This is pretty bullish for crypto. I say all of these things with a grain of salt. Whenever institutions and the powers that be start coming into a market, it's not because they want to make you make money. They don't want to pump your bags. Okay. They want to make money. They want to wreck you. And then they want to control the market. So the market that you once saw decentralized and beautiful, and this new no banking. Oh, we're unbanking the banked people and blah, 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 blah. All that decentralized bullshit. That's over once these institutions gets in. I'm just letting you know that right now. So if you're like the crypto dude or girl, the bro or sis, that's like decentralization, unbank us. It ain't going to be like that when all these ETFs and stuff like that come in. I've explained this probably 35 friggin' times. Sorry, I almost cussed again. I've explained this like 35 friggin' times, man. When an ETF share trades, it doesn't trade that asset. So, for example, there's gold-based ETFs, right? Gold-backed ETFs that are linked to the spot price of gold. Whenever you buy that ETF share, do they actually go out and buy an ounce of gold? No, you bought that share from somebody else that previously owned that share. When you buy a share of this crypto blue chip ETF, right? Are they going to go out and buy Avalanche, Bitcoin, Ethereum, blah, blah, all these? No, they're not. They're already housed and under the umbrella. Okay. And you're going to buy the right to own the share that is linked to the assets that they already have. Now, if a big influx comes in and they have to go out and buy more assets to issue more ETF shares, then yes, there is a technical transaction. But if I sell you my ETF share, no blockchain transaction happens. No asset transfer inside a blockchain happens. The only asset transfer that happens is I took my share and I gave it to you and you gave me money for it. That's it. So just know that all these big banks, BNY Mellon, they have custody of Ripple's new stablecoin. This should scare the shit out of you, right? Like, as much as people are rooting this on, they're like, oh yeah, replace the SWIFT system with Ripple and with their stablecoin, stuff like that. So the problem with that is not the replacement of it. It's that who's going to control it, right? So the same people are still going to control it. And let's be real, they're not going to want to control something that's decentralized. They're going to control something that's very centralized, and they're going to turn it into a very centralized thing, right? So just be careful. Just be wary of that, okay? In any case, this looks wonderful. I love this, right? Polygon's up 11%. Algo Rand is up 13.5%. Injective, right? Up 14%. This is great news, right? Gala up 11.5%. Gala's been getting murdered lately. I mean, Gala was at like $1 something a long time ago. And now it's at less than 2 cents. It's nuts. Maybe Gala wasn't at that. I think Gala was at like 45 cents or something like that, all-time high. But you kind of understand what I'm saying. Let's get into the charts, man. I'm going to get into the chat. Let me see if anybody said anything. It's been a beat. How about a fresh look at ICP? We've got some Dr. Feelgood's throwing pizza in my face. Appreciate it. XYO, ICP, we'll do it. I'll look at ICP. I have no problem with that. I'll look at XYO too, Dr. Feelgood. You are always here, and I appreciate you. Well, Chip Sanity. It looks like that trade that I gave you guys a while back is playing out on probably one of my latter streams, like one of my streams a long time ago, right? Entry, right? Now you can set your stop loss here below these previous swing lows. You've got a 11x risk to reward on this. So if you were paying attention, because I know you were one of the people that was, doing that. Dude, is that a CoffeeZilla? Is that a CoffeeZilla like AI thingy? Down here in the bottom. Over there. Chip Sanity's got the CoffeeZilla AI thingy. You know what I think is funny? This is off the beaten path. The Theo Vaughn and like Joe Rogan talking as babies. I think that is hilarious. I think that is absolutely hilarious. They've started doing Tony Soprano now. The Sopranos and his wife, dude. Oh, they got Polly. They got Chrissy. Maltasanti. They got all of them talking now. It is hilarious. There's one I just saw. This is one of the things that I think AI is good for. I think this is hilarious, right? Very entertaining. I don't like the fact that eventually AI is going to be able to like take over your house and launch nuclear bombs if it wants to. But making funny caricatures, baby, of the Sopranos episodes is absolutely hilarious to me. I love it. So ICP, man, I mean, this is it, bro. This is it. This is your move, right? And bang, all you got to do is come up here, take out these highs. Where's those highs? $6.31, right? That's also going to be where the 200 moving average is on the daily chart. So, I mean, if you took this trade, dude, you're absolutely killing it. If like I gave you this trade a long time ago, you could have taken it once, bang, right? Taken profit, taken it twice, bang, take profit, taken it 3 times, bang, take profit, take it 4 times, even, 5 times here, bang, take profit, take it 6 times, bang, take profit, take it 7 times. This trade is the trade, the gift that keeps on giving. Show up to the Drew Wolfer YouTube channel. I don't know what you're doing. Actually, don't show up to the Drew Wolfer YouTube channel. I don't stream that much anymore. You should still show up. But if you want the real sauce, you better be getting in that Nordic Alpha Discord, man. It's literally, what is it, $29 a month? Dude, I promise you, it is the least expensive one of these things from an actual verified pro trader, right? Like, not just some rando, right? Not just some rando, like a verified pro trader, right? Verified pro trader, okay? That's all I'm saying, man. Like, it's not just some random dudes. And mine's way less expensive than like every other person that you're going to see on YouTube who's not a verified pro trader, right? That's a fact. So do whatever you want to do, but if you want the sauce, get up in there. Get up in there like swimwear. So in any case, though, right? Really, you just got to take out this double top, right? And then take out this 200 MA, and you're off to the races. And then you're targeting this previous high up here, right? Which subsequently was a previous high before that, right? You take this out, you can start adding more to your long position and coming up here, okay? What are we looking at? XYO. XYO. Yo, that was a gangster trade, man. That thing printed 7 times. That one level printed 7 times. Damn. Right? Yeah. Okay. So here you go. Same thing. XYO, right? Gave you the trade. Okay, cool. You enter here. Okay. You would have gotten stopped out on the first one, right? But you never got a confirmation candle below this. So there were 2 different trades, right? You bounce from here, right? Which you didn't really do, right? You didn't bounce. So let's call it what it is. Then you enter long, right? You get under here, you reject, you enter short. Obviously, this did not happen. So we can take that off, right? And hide that and get this off of here. So in any case, now all you do is you extend that fib down here to the lows of this. This is your trade, right? I mean, this is still the same level, right? But your trade's going to be over here. As you can see, if you would have taken that trade once you got back above that level and you back tested it for real, like we were talking about, bouncing from it, look at the ridiculous trade that you had right here. 26R trade in how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was a 7-day trade. You would have made 23R, 24R on your trade. Okay. Same thing's happening here, man. I mean, this is the same exact thing. All you would want to do is put your stop loss below this low, and you would be aiming for this 0.618 fib. Now, trading is not easy. Okay. Trading is managed. All right. So I'm not saying just enter here and then just set your target and call it a day, because this could happen right here. Say your target's right there, right? And then you come up here and you hit here, and then you round trip, and then you set a lower low. And then you lost money when you had like 90% of your trade that you could have locked in profit. So my point is that if you are entering down here, you got to watch that 200 moving average on the daily chart. And first and foremost, you got to watch the 100 and the 50. The 200 is this green line. The 50 is this blue line. and the 100 is this red line right here. Okay, so just watch out for that, because I promise you, those are resistances. Those are dynamic support and resistance levels. But in any case, you get above this, you're aiming for 1.9 cents and you're entering at 9 cents. Okay, or 9/10 of a cent. Call it 1 cent. You're literally going to double up if you take this trade, just like you did here. You more than doubled up here, right? You more than doubled up. You ran it up to 2 cents and you got in at 0.85 of a cent. That's nuts. Those are big boy gains, baby. Those are big boy gains. So in any case, we do have a nice little descending triangle as well. Now we have a triple bottom here, right? Bottom, bottom, bottom. Call this all the same bottom. Actually, let me just do that. Call this all the same bottom. Okay, but here's what I'm talking about. Let me get this off of here. Whoops, that was the wrong thing. Bang. What is a descending triangle, you ask? Connect it where it makes the most sense. Probably right there. Yeah, you pumped up above it. You got sucked right back into it. You pumped up above it. You got sucked right back into it. You can see this is the resistance, actually. Hit here, kiss here, hit here, pierce, actually. And now, once you break out of this, I mean, this is where it gets nutty. This is where it gets wild, man. And I would say your target is pretty nasty on this. It would be something like this. It's XYL. Yeah, I mean, you're taking it up to the 0.786 fib. At the very least, you're taking it up to the 0.618. You're about to double up on that position. Anybody got anything else that they want me to take a look at before we move on? I'm going to move on, and then we'll take a look at some other stuff here in just a second. Gold is pumping. I put this in the group. Everybody killed it on this. Actually, let's talk about silver first. Everybody murdered this trade. Dude, I've been talking about this thing for so long. I was telling people to enter all the way back here. Enter here, enter here, enter here, right? Whenever we're smacking into the bottom end of this trend channel, which is subsequently part of a bull flag, right? Part of a bull flag, at the very least a bull pennant, right? Let's take the pennant off. So as you can see, go to the 4 hour. You'll see it even better. That is a bull flag, my friends. That is a textbook bull flag and bull flag breakout. What's the target on that? At least $39.50, about 40 bucks, right? So you aim for about 75 to, anywhere from 65 to 80% of the measured move. This is your target, right? I would be aiming for the bottom end of that. So wherever you get up, I'm aiming for this is your profit target wherever you hit on that trend line, okay? And what's that trend line? Well, I'll show you. It is a massive, massive, massive uptrending channel that we have had since December of, about December of 2022. So, yeah, we're trying to hit the top end of that channel. Now, in any case, I've been talking about this trade, and I set this trade up for everybody inside of the Nordic Alpha Discord. So if you didn't get in on this trade, sorry about you. And it's because you're not in the Nordic Alpha Discord. But first target. Where's it at? I don't know. In any case, we're talking about this descending triangle. This is a bullish pattern. Why is it bullish? Because you keep setting the same lows and you're setting lower highs, but you're coiling. And that is a bullish pattern, okay? Because the bears are not letting it recede any further, right? The bulls are not letting it recede any further. And they're just basically wearing the bears down. They're like, okay, bears, bring it down here. We're going to push it up. We're going to ease it back. Let the bears take control again. We're going to catch it here. We're going to let the bears take control again here. We're going to catch it here again. And then guess what? We're going to pump. Bang. Big ass short squeeze. Big ass short squeeze. Okay? That's what happened. So, in any case, everybody entered right here. Okay? Everybody entered right here on the back test after we had broken out of the descending triangle. So let me show you exactly where that at. Boom, right there. So here's your breakout candle. Here's your confirmation candle. Here's your up and then your back test. Perfect. Boom. And then our first target was the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. Obviously, target acquired, target killed, right? Second target way up there, right? At about 40 bucks. And we're setting 13-year highs here yet again. Silver's absolutely killing it. Told everybody about it in the group. If you're not in the group, don't know what to tell you. Told everybody about this gold trade too. Told everybody to enter here. Guess what? Bang. Everybody killed that as well, right? Why did I tell people to enter there? Well, first off, bottom end of the cup and handle, bottom end of the trend channel that had been trending up since what, 2024? Right? Let's go 4 hour. Yep, 2024, November 2024. Bang. As you can see, very well respected. And you could be coming back up here and setting new all-time highs. If you ride back up to the top end of the trend channel, we're talking $3,550, right? Let's get to Bitcoin because I gave out that trade too. So again, like I said, if you're not in the Nordic Alpha Discord, I have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Gave the trade out. Here's another descending triangle. We'll go to the hourly chart because that's what I charted it on. Okay. Zoom out just a little bit. So descending triangle, bang, breakout, back test, boom, pump. Here was our target. Obviously, I told people to leave a runner, leave that runner all the way up here. Talking 30-yard trade. $30 for every dollar you risked. That is absolutely insane. That is buck-ass nutty. I don't know any better trades that you can be taking than the ones that we're setting up inside of that Discord. So with that being said, we do have a new all-time high, okay? Now, do we have a bearish divergence? I don't know. We can check. I mean, we definitely do. We definitely do. Small bear div right here on the 1 hour chart. Nothing to be super worried about, but if you can take out this high right here, right, then it would nullify that bearish divergence. So I would just be cognizant of that over the weekend. Just be cognizant of the things that are in the background moving this. And with that being said, I will see you all in the Nordic Alpha Discord. I appreciate everybody so much for showing up. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon for the next Wolfer briefing. And have a wonderful hashtag Friday Pie Day with your beautiful families. I appreciate you, and peace out.